That was Morrissey with Suede Head. You're listening to BBC Six Music. I'm Russell Brand, standing in for Nimone for the last of my 3 nights, standing in for her. She'll be back tomorrow then. I'm here with Karl Pilkington. Over the next 3 hours till 1 o'clock, we've got some brilliant things in store. We're going to be analysing the news, talking about man's relationship with beasts. We're going to talk a bit about Jesus. In a Christian sense. We're certainly not going to undermine Jesus, who did some jolly good work. We're also talking about extraterrestrials later in the show. Karl might do some Bible readings, and Karl's got a brilliant competition, ain't you, Karl?
Yeah, it'll be alright, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It's very exciting.
We've had a few requests for the feature.
Yeah,
so Rockbusters.
Yeah, Rockbusters. That's it. That's what it's called.
Yeah, so we'll give away some DVDs and that. They'll be loving it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be awesome. A bit of fun for all of us. We might talk about mysteries and doppelgangers a little bit later. Send us some text if you want to make predictions for things that might happen over the next year. But we've got some fantastic music coming up over the next hour. We've got a session from 1992 of Radiohead. That'll be amazing to have a little listen to. We've got Arctic Monkeys, XTC. We've got loads of things. It's worth staying with us for the next 3 hours, if only to hear Karl's competition. I don't know the answers to these. I'm going to join in that competition because some of them prizes are desirable. So stay with us. That was Coldplay with Talk. You're listening to Six Music. I'm Russell Brand, standing in for Nimone over the Christmas period with Karl Pilkington. I think, right, today's the 29th of December. This is like the last legitimate opportunity we're going to get to talk about Christmas. Later on in the show, we've got a lot of other topics to cover. So let's quickly just talk once and for all about Jesus and Christmas and that. Now, I've had a look at the Bible, but I saw that Passion of the Christ, right, last year, and it's good, sort of, because as much as any sort of biblical story can be, it's authentic. Used like Mel Gibson, who directed it, used authentic Latin languages and Aramaic and stuff to tell the story, right? And it's sort of, as we all know, Jesus did those miracles, did many wonderful things, preached peace and compassion. Right, so what I thought was, right, fair enough, focus on those things for the films, for the film Passion of the Christ. Where I would take issue with the film Passion of the Christ, right, Karl, is that there was a scene in it where, Jesus as a younger man, before he's, started getting properly into the preaching, so there's a scene where he's, credited with the invention of the dinner table, right? He's there at home, in the workshop with Mary, and he's making because in sort of ancient, or not ancient, in biblical times, they sort of apparently dinner tables, they ate at tables that were sort of you'd sit on the floor, you wouldn't sit at chairs. And Jesus, however, he's working on a waist-height table. Mary comes in, she sees this. Jesus, what are you doing? It's a table I'm making, mother. She goes, a table, you say, at waist height, and he goes, yeah, you may not think it now, but I've a funny feeling it might catch on, right, and almost winks to the camera. And I think, why do you need to, Jesus has done all these amazing things, why do we need to make out that he invented the table? I've looked right through the Bible, start to finish, looking for a bit saying Jesus was the mind behind IKEA. Then there's no evidence to suggest that he is at all.
But it's the same thing, isn't it, as the sort of Shane Ritchie problem now. He doesn't know what he wants to sort of own. Do you know what I mean? I like Shane Ritchie, he's a likeable fella, but sometimes I wonder if an alien landed and said,
as one might.
And said, Shane Ritchie, what does he do? Or whatever, if they talk like that. I'd go, do you know what, mate? I'd say, you've got me there.
Yeah.
I won't be able to help him, because he's kind of, is he a comic? Is he a singer? Is he an actor?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got many talents, and I'm not having a go at him for that.
And you think Jesus, in a way...
That's what he's doing there, isn't it? He's like saying, yeah, I can do this, I can do that. What, you want water into wine? Yeah, leave that with me. Tell you what, though, what you need with that wine is a table. And here's a chair, and it's like, what?
Hold on a minute, focus, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
But of course this is just, I will point out, because we don't want to blaspheme, not during the Christmas period, that it is Mel Gibson's depiction of Jesus, rather than an objective or actual Jesus, who never claimed to be the inventor of tables. Nor did Shane Ritchie, really. Shane Ritchie, I think, has had quite a focused career. That was Decent Days and Nights, Future Heads. Before that, we had a world tour from A Tribe Called Quest. You're listening to Six Music with Russell Brand and Karl Pilkington. We was having a bit of a chat about the passion of the Christ, right? Sort of the issue that I had with it is, it's already a story that contains miracles, the Son of God coming to earth to redeem mankind. Does it need jazzing up by saying that Jesus invented the table? my answer to that hypothetical question that I've self-posed is no. And like then another bit, right, at the end of the film, they had a raven coming, like when Christ's up on the cross, they had a raven come down and, like, you know, Barabbas, the thief who was released instead of Jesus.
Well, I don't know.
Well, apparently they goes to the people, who do you want released, you know, out of this lot? One of them is Jesus, bear in mind. They said Barabbas, the thief, you know. And like, anyway, as I remember, in the Passion of Christ, a raven came down and started pecking out someone's eyes, like one of the people on the cross, like not Jesus, obviously one of the others. I thought, well, that's not necessary, is it? You know, to have, because I mean, it's not. Again, I've looked in the Bible. At no point does it say, and though a raven came down and pecked out. Just cinematic license and unnecessary.
That's what they do, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to bother seeing it, because it's been out ages, hasn't it? It's sort of gone now, that. It's sort of
let it go. And look, you're reading the Bible anyway, aren't you? So you can just get the information first hand.
I mean, it is interesting, all different religions and stuff.
Yeah.
And about a year ago, right, I kind of thought, you know, people talk about it a lot, there must be something in it, you know, there might be something in there that I'll enjoy, something to do a couple of days a week.
Yeah.
I like stories. And a lot of it is about stories.
A lot of it's, parables, stories and that.
Fables and all that,
fables,
right? So I was like, I could get into this. And I was looking at different religions, and I thought, what I'll do, I'll just try them all out, and sort of find out, you know, which one, sort of, do you have to give the most time to? Because I didn't want anything that was overpowering.
Right, yeah, well that's the thing with a religious faith, you don't want to have to devote too much time to it.
Too much time, I didn't want to have to get up too early for it, but, you know, I'd be willing to help people out, and I think at the end of the day, if you're prepared to do that, then you're onto a winner.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I didn't get that far into it. I saw a little Buddhist fella, because I thought, they always seem happy, they're always singing and stuff. Yeah. I've got a bald head anyway, right?
Fair enough, you're on the way.
And I spoke to some fella on Oxford Street.
Yeah.
And he was a little Buddhist bloke, and I said, alright, and he was like, yeah, alright. But I don't know where he was from. He was from somewhere in the world where he couldn't understand me and I couldn't understand him. Yeah, that could be anywhere other than within the confines of your mind, Carl. Yeah. I would like to. And I said, look, your religion and that, is it any good? And he gave me a plum. Right. But that's one of them fruits that you don't want to eat when it's from someone else, because it's too. Do you know what I mean? It's you eat the skin. That's the problem. He touched it. Yeah. Did he not look clean? He did look clean, but it's sometimes, you know, you see films where they inject stuff into fruit. I don't think that's part of Buddhism. I don't think one of the tenets of Buddhism is inject fruit with an elixir to make people Buddhist. It's all about giving and generosity and spirituality, isn't it? I mean, maybe if you had grubby fingernails, I can understand your reluctance. Well, you did a bit of it, didn't you? I hung out with the Hare Krishnas for a while, and like sort of went to. They've got a mansion that George Harrison bought them, right? Called Back to Devantha Manor. I love these Hare Krishnas. They're all lovely. They're lovely, right? But like any group of people, there are certain individuals, like, you know, sort of like, you know, there's good and bad in everyone. So like I went down there and they said, like, yeah, we've got this, like, what's the main tenets of your religion? Well, life is only an illusion. All material is meaningless. Life's a meaningless illusion, and don't get too attached to material objects or material possessions. I goes, I noticed there's a celebration today. What is that? It's the anniversary of the day George Harrison gave us this fabulous mansion. So I was like, well, hold on, you just said don't get all excited about material possessions, right? And they said, well, you know, it was a lovely gesture by George. Then they said the cow is sacred. Then this woman, lovely woman, Vashana, who was really brilliant, was explaining to me, oh, the cow is sacred in our faith. That's why we here at the Back to Devantha Manor for Hare Krishnas have got all these cows we keep down here in the cow shed. I'll take you to them. She started leading me towards the cow shed, saying, oh, it's symbolic of the relationship of the mother and child. Krishna's favourite animal was the cow. It's all very, you know, sort of, it's a beautiful, peaceful, life-giving animal. Right, and all she was telling me is on the way to the cow shed. We walked into the cow shed, and there was a bloke there hitting one with a stick to get it to go through a gate. I was like, well, this under my... And he had gold teeth and tattoos on him and stuff. He was like sort of a Russian gangster. I wasn't like, she was like, oh, don't worry about that. You know, sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind. I said, oh, I've not seen that in the Back to Devantha. So if you were a cow... Yeah. In this country, and you could talk and that, you would be like, oh, we want to get over there. Because they think you're sacred. Because in Egypt, it's the same with cats, isn't it? Yeah, they are. And have you seen in the Sun today, right? Yeah, cats are sacred in Egypt. Have you seen in the Sun today, there's been, like, there's a story, 6 reasons people give for abandoning pets, right? This is in the Sun. Some of the, like, the RSPCA have revealed owners give some sick, pathetic excuses for dumping their pets to shelters.
here are just some of the excuses that we've had. We dumped our cat because it doesn't match the new carpet. That's one excuse. Well, I'm a cat owner. I've got a black and white cat. Goes with everything. Just got to think ahead when making the purchase. That's what I'd say. Another person says, the dog hurts my legs when it wags its tail. And I wonder if that's like because the legs are near to the wagging tail, or it's just like there's some weird correlation going on. It's Further On Up the Road by Bobby Bland. This is Six Music. We've got a session track for you now. This is recorded for Radio 1's evening session on the 13th of June 1992. It's a real treat. It's Radiohead with Creep. This is Russell Brand on Six Music. That was Radiohead with Creep, recorded in 92 at one of the Radio 1 evening sessions. And when we queued up the track, I described it as a real treat, which Karl was then all cynical about. Oh, real treat, real treat. But he just then made me feel alienated and confused, which made me appreciate a ballad of alienation like Creep all the more. So by insulting me, you've inadvertently enhanced my enjoyment of that track, because if that track is for anyone, it is for the dispossessed. In that moment, you made me one of them by going, real treat, real treat. So, you know, in a way, that has backfired on you, Pilkington, that attack. But let's move on now to the contest, why don't we? Right, so Karl does these competitions, Rockbusters, is that what you call them?
Call it Rockbusters, yeah. Right, I'll just give you a little taster of how it works.
Go on.
If you haven't heard it, then you don't know what goes on.
Yes, go on.
Basically, right, I give you some initials of an artist or a band or something.
Yeah.
And then there's a cryptic clue.
Cryptic, is it?
Sort of cryptic-ish, right? That gives a clue as to that band or artist. Right, it sort of makes up the title of the song.
Okay.
So if I said to you, if I said, I gave you the initials N-D.
Yes, N-D.
And then I say, what would I say? I'd say something like, oh, that garden tool, it's not yours, that, right?
That garden tool is not yours, and we know that the initials are N-D.
And that would be...
Right, so...
That'd be, like, what's a garden tool?
Garden tool, I don't know, a hoe, a spade,
well, you can
a shovel.
But the one I'm thinking about is a rake.
Right.
It's not yours. What you're doing with that, you've stolen that, right? So that's nicked.
Nicked.
Yeah.
Drake. Nicked rake. Nick Drake. Brilliant. Okay, so this is that's the competition, and like if you can, that's not an actual one now. That was just an example. I don't know the answer, so I'm going to be playing along as well. The prizes are essentially it's Karl's DVD clear out, right? It's DVDs that you've watched or you're bored of.
Yeah.
Right, one DVD is The Day After Tomorrow. What have you got against that?
It's just, I mean, I like sort of weird things that happen on the planet. Anything with a tornado in it or bad weather and all that. I love all that, but I've seen it. Don't want to watch it again.
Right, so that's one prize. You could be winning. Phone Booth, Colin Farrell film. What?
Enjoyed that, but I watched it once, loved it.
Yeah.
Watched it again just to see if there was any flaws in it, any little holes and that I could say, oh, they added there.
Troubleshooting.
Couldn't find any.
Yeah.
The only bad thing with that is, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's basically the message is, you know, don't pick up the phone or don't
help others.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Don't pick up the phone, that's the central message. I wouldn't mind that, I'll be in the running for that, because I've not seen either of those. Got Nighty Night by Julia Davis, that DVD, that's still in its cellophane wrapping, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought I'd left it too late, it's sort of been and gone.
Right, the bus has gone, it's right. And then you've got Marion and Jeff and The Life Aquatic. I've seen The Life Aquatic, that's a really good film, why are you giving that away?
Didn't like it, it was all
it's
sort
beautiful, I've really enjoyed it, it's visually stunning.
Yeah, I know, but that isn't enough in a film, is it?
What's it, this is visually stunning?
Well, it's not about that. If that's the case, I wouldn't like The Elephant Man. Right. It's not visually, you know, a good-looking fella, but it's a brilliant film. Yeah, it's a beautiful, brilliant film, isn't it? Very moving, touching, noble, wonderful man. Alright, but we'll talk about The Elephant Man later, definitely. Oh, and also another prize, Steph, our producer's got these Pink Floyd books. Oh, she's holding them now. It's nice to have her here. She'll probably clear off to a party, I would have thought, within half hour. She'll be sick and tired of us, leaving us like orphans. Thank you very much, Steph. Right, these Pink Floyd books, Dark Side of the Moon, The Making of Pink Floyd's masterpiece. Oh, that'd be alright. So yeah, it's like 3 copies of that. So if you can answer Karl's cryptic rockbuster, also I'm going to be in the running. So, but if I get one right, I'll take it. But I won't take all the prizes, and also I might not get any right. So go on, what's the clue? Do you know what I think we should do, right? Because people will be loving this. Yeah. Let them get some pen and paper on that, right? Right, and then we'll do it.